Hey, besties, it's just Jeramie jumping in here to give you all the heads up that once again, in what is starting to kind of become a rather concerning recurring pattern for us, we had some technical difficulties and some shit went janky in this one. Kind of starting to think that maybe we should just make that our thing at this point. Kind of starting to seem like maybe it wants to be our thing. I don't know, I'll workshop it later. But to sum it up, this was our first interstate recording as Kirstyn's currently travelling at the moment, and leading up to the recording, we had about an hour worth of troubles trying to connect and actually get the call going. And so when partway through the recording, all of a sudden Kirstyn sounded like she was demonic and in dire need of an exorcism, we just assumed that it was more internet troubles and that the Skype call was doing us dirty and that, our individual recordings would be fine. Was not the case. You know what they say about assuming? We were wrong. So, rather than put you all through what I experienced, because it was not pleasant, there will just be a portion of this episode where, much like right now, it sounds like I'm talking to myself and no one else is responding. I can assure you, she was responding, but all I was hearing was just some demonic hissing and some sounds that required a priest pronto. It's fine, you're not really missing anything important anyway. It's just Kirstyn speaking, am I right? I kid. But here's what I was able to salvage of the episode. We'll make do with what we got. We're just doing our best as we go. And I hope you enjoy anyway. Bye.
That's very true. Okay, cool. I'm pressing record on Audacity. I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight.
Doing the same. Alrighty, well, we can call this meeting to start, and by the sounds of it, we have to make it a short and quick one because we have had an ordeal. So...
Whoa,
Whoop.
Oh my god, I thought I just lost you for a
Okay,
second.
Ooh, so did I. Both of us just,
literally
blacked out for a second.
So fucking, I'm just, honestly, if this doesn't work, I think I'm just going to start crying.
Alright, so first things first, welcome to the August meeting of Squatters Anonymous, the bonus episode where two crackheads living rent-free in your heads get together just to not even talk about true crime or mysteries, just all of the shit we've been hoarding in our heads for the past month, and whatever comes out, comes out.
Probably going to be some tears. Because that's where
Probably.
I'm at right now. That's where I'm at.
It's been an ordeal. Firstly, we took a brief break from the pod, which I guess we'll discuss in a proper episode, not in this one. But on top of that, we have just spent the past hour and a half trying to make this happen. So we'll see.
Let's just be honest, that is partly my fault because I am recording from my sister's house, which is in a different state. So I don't have my computer with me. I have my shitty laptop, which if you've been listening to us for a while now, you'll know is a piece of shit. Which is why I got a computer.
She also has her microphone supported by her thighs.
Yeah, literally.
Instead of her desk.
She's between my legs right now. It's a vibe-ish. It's kind of uncomfortable.
It's quite a place to be.
Well, for some people it is.
Yeah, I don't imagine it would be comfortable. For you, I mean, holding the mic there that way, that does not sound like a vibe. If you are not already aware, I am Jeramie, and that in the other state is Kirstyn.
In the other state, that
We
cracker.
That one. That's cute though, because this is our first interstate episode, and we have a couple more to record later this week.
Literally, there. Look at us, so romantic.
So romantic. The long distance relationship. Look at this. This will probably be the longest time we've spent apart, physically in a while.
Literally, though. But also, I swear to God, if more shit like this afternoon happens later on in the week, I think I will legitimately cry. I'll just start crying.
Yep, that is fair. That is fair. I don't know how much of a catch-up we want to do in this one, or if we want to have that be in the actual episode. But
honestly, I think
I guess
we should...
a quick TLDR version of a catch-up?
Well...
Or both, or...
Well, what is your version of a catch-up, Jeramie? Because I don't have a life.
That's fair. I more just was going to... I feel like in the proper episode we'll acknowledge the break that was. Because it was a good 3 weeks, but...
It was
also
needed. It was needed. Look, I had shit, you had shit. Life just got a little bit too intense.
We tried to avoid having to do interstate recordings, and that succeeded very well.
Funny that we tried really hard to avoid this, and now we'll have to record 2 interstate.
Yes. And the second batch of recording will be a double episode, so...
We were both like, no, we don't want to record while you're down in New South Wales, Kirstyn, because it'll be, like, difficult, like, trying to set up. You'll have to use your laptop. Blah, 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 blah. And then we were like, there's literally no way around it. You will need to take your stuff, and we'll need to do an interstate recording.
One of us has had a really busy social life the past few weeks.
Yeah, one of us turned into a social butterfly. The other did not.
One of us had multiple interstate trips as well, so, like...
Okay, yeah, that was
You've been busy too.
No, I know.
I also did, like, need to spend some time with my partner before he, buggered off overseas for a month.
Yeah, before he, like, fucked off to the coolest place.
Okay, I have tabs open. I just have to figure out which window is which.
That's fair. Do you want me to tell you my mansplaining story that I mentioned to you? Because I actually have another one from today as well.
I actually need to know about this.
Okay, so as you know, I went to the rodeo on Saturday night, and I drove.
Was it your first rodeo?
It was my first rodeo, but you know what? It's not anymore. This isn't my first rodeo.
Every single one that you go to now, you can actually say, this isn't my first rodeo.
This isn't my first rodeo. So, it was really cool, actually. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And what the fuck have I just done? And want to go...
Didn't you have a celebrity spotting while you were there, too?
Celebrity spotting? No?
Yeah, I feel like you solved a mystery.
No, that's right. I did. There was a Where's Wally guy there. He legitimately was wearing, like, the Where's Wally shirt. He had the Where's Wally glasses. And he had a red and white striped beanie as well. Like, boy committed.
Fully decked out. Way to go.
And then, like, when it got colder, instead of putting a jumper on over his outfit, he put a white long sleeve shirt underneath so it didn't cover the Where's Wally. And I was like, I'm a little bit in love with you right now, Mr. Where's Wally. He was also a great dancer. I will say that.
I didn't know that there was dancing at rodeos, but I've never been to one, so...
Well, there was a moment where the MC was, like, trying to get, like, little kids up to dance. And then kind of all the adults just kind of joined in as well. And he was, like, he was jamming. But anyway, apart from Wally, so one of the guys that I went with... He ended up meeting up with one of his friends from high school. So they spent a bit of the night with us as well. And then
I did hear a little bit about this friend, yes.
Beautiful eyes. Interesting personality.
I was wondering if that was going to be the person.
That was the person. So I was like, I told my friend that I would drive him home, and he was like, oh, are you sure? I said that I would get my friend that I've run into tonight home, and I was like, whatever, fine. I guess I'll just drive him home as well. It's kind of in the same direction, so I didn't really care. I was like, whatever. So we're in the car.
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly. We're in the car, and he was like, I was like, oh, do you want to, like, let me know your address? Because, like, I don't actually know where I'm going. So, like, I can just put it onto my maps or something, or you can just direct me. And he's like, actually, you can just drop me off at a nearby school, and I'll just walk from there because I don't like people knowing my address. And I was like,
shady, but okay.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's a bit weird, but whatever, you do you. And then I was like, I just turned around and I was like, look, dude, to be honest with you, I'm going to forget your address 20 minutes after dropping you off. I have the memory of a god.
20 minutes, that's generous. It'll be 20 seconds.
Literally though, I was like, dude, I have a really bad memory. Like, I'm not going to remember where you live. I do not care that much. And even if I did care, I probably wouldn't fucking remember it because I have the worst memory ever. And he was like, yeah, but you have a dash cam and it's and I was like, oh, that thing's pretty useless. It only records like bursts. So I doubt it would record that. And he's like, yeah, but it's recording right now and it's been recording ever since we left the rodeo and it's probably recording sound. So if I tell you my address, then you'll have the sound audio as well. And I was like, what? And I was like,
but why has he got to be so paranoid? That is
I don't
weird.
know, but he was like super, super paranoid. And I was like trying to make him feel better, but also I was like, you're fucking weird. And I was like, oh no, like this dash cam's like low-key really shit. And it doesn't record very well. Like when I hit a kangaroo at the beginning of this year, that didn't record.
Useful.
Yeah, I was like, it's low-key really fucking useless. Like, it's low-key really useless. It records like short bursts of 30 seconds, random times. Also, I have to take the memory card out and like fuck around with it. And I was like, it's just, honestly, it's a piece of shit. Like, I would not stress about it. And he was like, no, because you see, even when your car's off, it records for 30 seconds before your car even turns on. And I was like, no, it doesn't, because it doesn't have any power to it. And literally as soon as you turn the car on, it's like recording. It tells you when it starts recording. But okay. I was like, no, my one's not like that. And he's like, no, they're all like that. And I was like, no, they're not. And he's like, no, you see, every single dash cam, it records for 30 seconds before you turn it on, and it's recording right now, and it'll save, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like sitting there and I was like,
where does it get the power to record before it's turned on?
That was my question. I was like, it doesn't have a battery. It's literally just like mains powered by the car. And I was like, yeah, I get that technically your battery is still kind of on, I guess, a little bit. It can be sometimes, but like, bestie, like when you turn my car off and on, you can watch the dash cam shut down and then turn itself on.
Yeah.
Like it's a cheap like, dash cam.
Newer cars that have them built in, like I know that Tie-Dye's car, it does run when it's not, when the car is turned off and in park mode, but it only does it if it picks up motion.
Yeah, no.
And that's because, and like, I only know that because we had,
Yeah, Fruity's car is the exact same because of an incident.
That's a newer car where it's built in.
But also, like, Fruity's one isn't built in, but his is still, like, a better dash cam than my one. Like, my one is just a cheapy one. And I was like, even if it is supposed to do that, I can guarantee you, from having looked at the footage to try and see if I can find my kangaroo thing, it doesn't fucking do it, okay? It's fucking useless. It's honestly more there for show right now.
Yours is useless to the point that, like, what's the point in you even having it?
It's literally more for show. I'm sure there's probably something I could do to it to, like, if I fucked around with the settings maybe, it would be fine, but I don't have the time or effort for that, so I just don't really care. But I'm like, bruh. And then I literally just turned around to him and I was like, thank you so much for mansplaining my own dash cam to me. And he's like, that's okay, you didn't really seem to understand it. And I was like, and then, dude, it fucking happened to me again. I shit you not. Today, I was at my dad's work and there's this man that my dad has known for years. He's an okay man, but he's low-key really annoying. And we were talking about oil and, like, cars and everything like that. And he was like, because he's, like, pretty good with cars. And he's like, oh, I told your dad that you should put 2050 oil in your car or whatever. And I was like, yeah, and he already told me I'm going to pick some up tomorrow because my dad's going to do an oil change for me. I was like, I'm going to pick some up tomorrow. You know, it makes sense, blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, and, you know, you need to make sure you're checking your oil frequently. And I was like, yeah, I'm just really forgetful, but, like, I'm trying to get better at it. And he was like, do you know how to properly check it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, no, but, like, properly. And I was like, yes. And then I like went to start explaining it, and he's like, no, 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 no. And then literally walked me through step by step how I should check an oil. And I was like, I know how to check my oil. I literally just told you I know how to check my oil. And he's like, you need to make sure.
Isn't that the thing where you like dip the stick in it?
Yes. It's so simple. He was like, you need to make sure that you're on flat ground. And I was like, yes, obviously, because if you're not on flat ground, then it's going to skewer your results. And then he was like, when you take it out, don't read it straight away because you need to wipe it and then put it back in again. And make sure you're checking both sides. And I was like, bro, I just literally told you that I know how to check my oil. Like, I don't need your help. 2 seconds, someone's walking in the room. What's up? Oh, no. Do you need something? Apologies, everyone. That was my cousin. She kind of.
I don't even.
You don't even drive, and you know that, right?
Drive a car. And I know how to check your oil. I've never once in my life needed to check oil.
Literally.
But I wouldn't need someone to explain it to me. Any monkey can do it.
Okay, but my favorite thing was that
And yes, I just compared myself to a monkey.
He literally asked me at the beginning. He's like, do you know how to check your oil? And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, no. And then proceeded to explain it to me. And I was like, bestie, my issue with my oil is that I don't check it enough because I have a shit memory. Okay? I know how to do it. I'm not dumb. Like, what the fuck? Please leave me alone. I hate all men.
Yeah. So, I was with Reese when I got your message about that on Sunday. And I literally, like, looked at my watch, looked at him and went, well, that'll be a story, and showed him my watch, and he's just looked and gone, oh, she would have loved that.
I was getting so mad. I was sitting next... Oh, shit. No, who cares? She was sitting next to me, and she was like, what the fuck? Like, just quietly, because he was in the back seat, so he couldn't really see if we spoke to each other quietly. And he was, like, off his face drunk. And I was just like, whatever. And I, like, we got close to the school he wanted me to drop him off at. And I was like, do you want to be dropped off at this side or the other side? And he's like, yeah, that'll do. And I was like, mate, I just gave you 2 options. You need to tell me which one. And he's like, oh, I meant... He was like, oh, yeah. And then Bean Pie was like, so, like, here or around the corner? She needs to know. And he was like, oh, yeah, like, here's fine. And I was like, cool. Okay. Please don't die on your way home. But also I was like, get the fuck out of my car. I hate you.
Not my responsibility anymore. Goodbye.
But then, you know what's the funniest part? I had to turn around because I had to go back the other way. So I just went up to the roundabout to turn around. And then he fucking was running. Like,
whatever you did when you just got up there, never do it again. Oh, it sounds like demons are... Your sound has gone all janky since you got up. We are having the most fun night ever. Talk. Listen to what you sound like.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? What? Hello? Have a beginning with me. What the fuck? Jeramie, I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's just hope that it's only Skype audio that's doing this and it's not the actual audio. That might be a fun surprise for me later when I put it together tomorrow night to release it. 'Cause as long as it's out by midnight, it's still the end of the month. Cheating the sister. Ooh, anyway. I'm just gonna power through and hope for the best. This may be unusable, but if it is, then that's... that is a tab about tiles. That is not the one I want. That is my notes. I said tiles with a T. It's really hard to understand you, but yes. Not a poo-poo thing. Tiles. Oh, but thank you. You just reminded me how I wanted to get onto one of my topics. So this is something that you and I discussed last week when it happened, and you were so excited for me to find out about it, and then before you could even open your mouth, I was like, if it's what I think you're talking about, Papa already told me 2 days ago. Do you remember what that was? You tagged me in a post, and then you said, holy shit, emphasis on shit, And I was like, someone exorcise this woman, please. The demons are coming out of you. Do I sound fine? Okay, now you sound fine again. Yes. So, the post that you tagged me in, which I already knew about it, so I didn't actually read the post until I was telling Reese about it the other night. And then I actually read it and I was like, oh, okay, that's actually hilarious. So, for those of you who don't know, a new world record has been set in Haverfordwest this week, with Mr. G.R. Allen having set the record after a short stay in Witherbush Hospital. This is from Pembrokeshire Catchu News, by the way. No idea where that is. No idea where Haverfordwest is. Or Witherbush Hospital. Sounds British to me. Mr. Allen has become a record holder for the world's heaviest defecation after complaining of constipation for over a month to his local GP, which then ended up with him being admitted to hospital in Haverfordwest. Can I have some pork to go with that crackle? But, yes, he was constipated for over a month before he went to his local GP. He told PCN his diet of mostly carbohydrates and processed proteins such as chicken nuggets and cheeses and ham Kievs, always served with chips or plain white pasta, had never been an issue before, but after a whole month of not passing a bowel movement, he became worried and spoke to a GP. While in Withybush, he was given a regular dose of lactulose and Movicol, to stimulate movement in the bowel, what resulted was a 12-pound, 9-ounce fecal sausage. A quote, "When it was happening, I was on gas and air. They even asked if I wanted an epidural. When it was all over, I just wanted to wrap her up in a blanket and cuddle. Both Mr. Allen and the record-sized poo are doing well. But the part that gets me is that the photo is of a woman walking with it in a bedpan. The thing is like the size of her arm. And she's just walking it through the hospital hallway like no one." So that happened. But anyway, that then led to, while we were at brunch, I was wondering why I randomly had this tab open, but that explains it. While we were at brunch on Sunday, on the TV, there was a football game on one side of the room, and then on the other side, there was just a woman talking in an empty stadium. And someone was like, "Oh, what's going on over there?" And Reese is like, "Oh, maybe they're getting ready for a game of musical chairs." Which then led to the question of, what is the world record for musical chairs? And me being me, might I add, I went to this brunch with people that I don't know, and I was like, don't be the weirdo that starts bringing up random facts or talks about true crime stuff. Don't be that guy. But of course, I am me, and it wasn't long before I was like, what was the world record for the largest game of musical chairs? What other random fun facts can I just throw at people that they didn't ask for? Oh, yeah, no, there's a bunch of feet that just keep washing up on beaches in Canada and Washington. That's fun information. Do you not know about that? Yeah, in shoes. Yeah. That was another discussion that I was just randomly like, oh yeah, no, these feet just wash up on shores. And then afterwards I'm like, no wonder you struggle to make friends, dude. So anyway, in case you were wondering, the largest game of musical chairs took place on, according to the Guinness World Records website, took place on the 5th of August, 1989, and it began with 8,238 participants at the Anglo-Chinese School in Singapore. Reese reckons that we can break that record. All we need is us and 8,233 of our close... That math is wrong. 8,236 of our closest friends. I was going to say, I don't think I know 10 people that I want to play musical chairs with. But then I thought, what other random world records could we look up? Oh, I don't have any in mind, but I just thought you could maybe throw some random things at me and I could look them up. Let's see, random world records. Let's see what comes up if I Google that. Most popular, okay. Oh, a nice little throwback to last month's episode. Longest time breath held voluntarily by a male is 24 minutes and 37.36 seconds in 2021. That is a long time to hold your breath. No, I don't think I could either. But also, more men should try and beat this goal, break this record, because for each interval, that's 20 odd minutes that they're not talking. And we don't have to hear any of their bullshit. Largest human mattress dominoes. Okay. That I need to know. Yeah, so it was people... The image that I'm looking at when it wants to load, the original image that I looked at was people, like, leaning against a mattress, and then the mattress falls and pushes the person in the mattress down, like a domino. So the people are taking place of the dominoes. The largest human mattress dominoes consists of 2,019 people. This took place in Brazil in 2019 and lasted 11 minutes and 13 seconds. After the record attempt, all the 2019 mattresses were donated to charities. Okay, I like that. And then everything else on here looks boring. I don't really care about any of the rest of these. They're just dumb records. 15 of the weirdest Guinness World Records that you won't... It just cuts off there. Let's find out. How long do you think the longest tongue is? I heard you guess 20 centimeters, and then I lost you. And then I sent you the photo, and then I lost you again. So have you received the photo? So it belongs to a man from California who is called The Lick. And his tongue measures 10.10 centimeters. I'm guessing that means from the distance that it comes out of your mouth. Heaviest weight lifted by a human beard, what do you think it is? 63.8 kilos. Alright, let's try and beat losing each other and just jump in. I'll ask you I've found one last one. What do you think the record for the world's longest legs is? I have it in centimeters and in inches. Okay. Looks like we have the technical difficulties fixed. That's what I was going for. So hopefully I'll stop speaking to myself now, but we'll see how we go. You never know in this place. So Kirstyn, let's see if your answer will get recorded this time. How long do you think the world's longest legs are?
Okay, so what I was trying to do before we realised that our audio was fucked was I was trying to work out how long my legs were in centimetres and then just, like, add, like, 2/3 to it. But honestly, I was like, oh yeah, my legs are, like, 120. And then I was like, that's literally over half of my height. That makes no fucking sense. So I'm gonna go I have no concept of measurement. I'm going to go with 98 centimeters.
Her left leg. This is a
There's different
17-year-old
legs?
girl.
Oh, wait, yeah, everything.
This is yeah, your legs are two different lengths.
Everything is two different sizes. Oh, God, one of my boobs is bigger than the other.
Yes. One testicle hangs lower than the other.
That's hot.
That's how the human body works.
When your balls hang low, do your teeth.
Her left leg measures 135.267
What?
centimeters,
That's
or
like
53.255 inches, and her right leg measures 134.3 centimeters, or 52.874 inches.
Jeramie, that is me without my head. I'm 165 centimeters tall.
Your head is not 30 centimeters, Kirstyn. I am 165 centimeters tall.
Wait, you are? Are we
I'm
the same?
165, yeah. We're
we
the
the
same
same?
height.
Aw, romantic.
We're 5'5".
Called us
She
5'2"
is...
before.
What?
I called us 5'2" before.
No, if you're 165 centimeters, you're 5'5".
To be honest, I haven't measured myself in a long time. When I went to go get my
5'6"
license,
on the clock, because your work boot's at an inch.
That's true.
Mm.
When I went and got my license, the lady was like, "Oh, how tall do you think you are?" And I was like, "Oh, last time I measured, I was 165." And then she just like looked at me, looked at the thing on the wall, looked back at me, and was like, "Yeah, that sounds right." And I was like, "All right, bet we'll fucking roll with 165 then."
She is 6'10", but her legs make up 60% of her height.
Does she just have like really small torso?
She does.
Does she look?
She does.
Does she look like disproportionate, or does it like look normal? That
I
sounds
have a
really
photo
weird.
of her sitting down.
I don't mean that she's not normal, guys. I just meant, does she look proportionate?
And they long, if Facebook wants to load so that I can send you the photo. Because I was like, oh, I'll just add it in the Skype chat. No, we're not on Skype anymore.
No,
That was one of the many technical difficulties.
We gave up on Skype.
Yay for giving up. Alright, it's sending. It says it's sending. It's sent. You've opened it. You're looking at it. You are shocked by what you see. This is the running commentary, guys. You're welcome. This is what I should have done when it sounded like her microphone was trying to exorcise her. Because demons were coming out, dude.
No.
It was scary shit.
She, like... If I've got it zoomed in right, and I've, like, cut her off at the knees... She looks tall just based on her torso, but she doesn't look disproportionate.
It's the calves.
They're so
And the
thick.
feet are massive.
Oh, fuck me. Her feet's probably like twice the size of my fucking head.
Which apparently is 30 centimeters, so...
You know what she looks like? She looks like a Bratz doll.
She does. Complete with the massive shoes.
That's what I mean.
Anyway, I'm done with world records. I know that there's something that you prepared that I challenged you to and then reminded you of in last month's recording and then again earlier this week. But I don't want it.
I'm not gonna
Is
lie
that
to
all you have brought to the table, or do you have more?
I feel like there was something else, but I honestly do not remember. I'm gonna quickly look in my collections to see if I put anything in there. But I think I just put things in there that I found out while I was Googling things to help me with my challenge. So,
Fair.
for those of you who don't remember, my challenge was to write an erotica about a gender-switched Jeramie and I. I'm not gonna lie. I did get into writing it, but then I also felt really weird when I remembered that it was me and you. And so I didn't
Yeah.
finish it because I felt super uncomfortable.
I thought it was a great idea to give you the challenge until I thought back to it later on and realized that I have to hear you read me the erotica, which already is going to be uncomfortable given many other interactions that we've had in the past with these kinds of discussions. But also that it was about you and I was like, ooh. So
But,
how about I just jump into something else that I had before I have to go through that ordeal?
oh, okay.
Because I prepared, and I have 5 different Ask Reddit tabs open
Oh my god, I fucking love Reddit.
for Ask Reddit articles that I saved, because I was like, that could be an interesting discussion. And it all stemmed from this one in particular. What is the funniest / best term you've heard for masturbating?
Masturbating.
And that's on the list, saying it incorrectly like Kirstyn, because I'm putting it on the list.
I say it correctly, but go
You do
on.
not. So the top comment on here, I got a spam email once that said they hacked my phone and got footage of me burping the worm. And I had to send them $1,000 in Bitcoin, or they'd send it to everyone in my contacts. First of all, see if I care. Secondly, burping the worm is now my favourite term for
Wait.
masturbating.
Burping the worm?
Burping the worm.
I feel like I can't use that because I don't have a penis. I would be like
Dude.
burping the clam. Oh my god, burping the clam. That's literally what it would be. It would be burping the clam.
What else do we have? Because I remember seeing some good ones in here. Oh, a threesome with a couple of no-shows.
So it's just, oh, right, oh.
Or someone else jumped in with orgy for one.
What you thought? No, that just sounds depressing.
Oh, a female colleague of mine once remarked that she'd had a really good strum the night before.
I like that though. I kind of like that. That's a bit funny. Have you seen the movie Ugly Truth?
I have not.
Actually, it's really not your kind of vibe.
Doing it in the forest is called lumberjacking.
That's brilliant. But also,
And
why?
someone else was like, on a boat, is it swabbing the dick? To which someone responded with, no, it's rowing with one hand.
Okay, but why are you fapping in the forest?
Where else are you going to jack it?
Like, are you camping in a forest and you get a little, like, you need a little bit of relaxation? Or are you hiking
No. Sometimes you go for a bushwalk and you're just like, you know what, now is the perfect time for some bushwhacking.
It's bad, because I feel like I could fully imagine a man doing that. Not so much a woman, but I will say it is easier for you guys to masturbate than it is us.
Hand to gland combat.
Oh my god. Y'all need Jesus.
Manhandle the ham candle.
Oh!
I think I'm gonna close this tab now.
Alright, do you want to hear some of my Google searches? It was only 3.
Okay.
So firstly, I was like, well, how do you write an erotic novel?
What are you talking about? You do it just about every week when we record an episode.
I know, and I added some things into it just for you. But I googled that, and oh, if my fucking phone wants to work, because I'm not trusting my computer to do it. It's literally like, there's 5, I think is it 5? Yeah, there's 5 things. 5 steps. 1, write your sex right. 2, decide on the type of erotica. 3, Steer clear of certain subjects. Just thought I'd mention that these certain subjects that you're supposed to steer clear of. Incest. Sex involving underage participants. Bestiality and necrophilia.
So illegal things.
Yep.
Fair. Always a safe bet to steer clear of illegal things.
The fourth one, do your research. Research can be done in the following 3 ways.
I'm guessing you did your research by watching a bunch of porn. Are we going to be step siblings?
No, we're not. Don't. Experience reading and watching were the 3 ways I went on experience and what I had read and seen. Anyway, concentrate on characters. So, that was what I googled. And then I was like, writing it, and I began with something. Also, I don't really like my beginning, but I like the middle part. And then I was like, how do I actually write a sex scene? Like, what is the actual, like, task of writing a sex scene?
Fair.
And then it was like, write in first gear, and then build speed. Use all 5 senses. Close your eyes and feel your character. That's where I drew the line, because I was like, no, that's Jeramie and I having sex. It's weird. So I stopped.
Yeah, no. No, thank you.
Finally.
I also don't know why I thought it was a smart idea to give you this challenge.
Yeah. Finally, just because it's me and it'll make more sense after, I googled best gay sex positions. Actually, I think I googled men on men sex positions favorite or something like that.
You mean you didn't already know them all?
Well, no, because I don't have a penis and have sex with men.
Fair.
So, I thought I'd turn to the experts. Which
Fair.
is a website called arcsmen.com. And it's best gay sex positions, the 10 best bedroom positions for getting it on with another guy.
First is, don't.
Would you like to hear the 10 best positions?
I mean, you're going to tell me them anyway, let's go.
Missionary. It's also got cute little drawings with it too. Doggy style. Cowboy. Reverse cowboy. The bodyguard. See, I hadn't heard of that one either, and I was like, what? So basically, alright, so you have the first person, and it looks like they're kneeling. So, like, one leg's straight, and one, kind of like a flamingo. And then a guy behind them, obviously, pops in. And then the front guy, like, turns around to make out with him. That's the bodyguard.
Is that does that happen in the movie The Bodyguard? I don't know, I haven't seen it.
It does not. I love that movie. Fucking Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston. Here's another one I don't think you would have heard of. Pirate's Bounty. One man lays on his back, lifts one of his legs wee up. The second guy pops on in. There you go.
I feel like that's fairly standard.
Yeah, so did I. I didn't realise it had a name. I've done that position before.
I have heard of the Angry Pirate. Have you heard of that?
No, what the fuck is the Angry Pirate?
Hold up. Oh, wrong tab. Let me just quickly Google it so that I get it correct. So, this is from Urban Dictionary, so you know that it's quality. The act of receiving oral sex while standing upright, ending with the receiver not only shooting his sperm rocket into one of the giver's eyes, but also kicking the giver in one of his or her shins, thereby hindering the giver with a peg leg and a defunct eye.
What? Why would you want that?
I mean, you wouldn't want it. You especially would not want to be on the receiving end of it.
That's disgusting.
But I can see how it makes them an angry pirate.
Yeah, well, lives up to the name, that's for sure. Moving on.
They wouldn't be a happy pirate.
Spooning is one, pretty self-explanatory. This one I found was interesting. Suspended Congress. So you have your gentleman standing, and then you have your gentleman. It's kind of like bear hugging him, with his legs up, but the first man's arms are like underneath the second guy.
Oh, so like doing it standing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting picture. There's also the arch. Oh, I didn't look at this one. This one looks interesting. Do you know what the arch is? Okay, for everyone else who doesn't know. Gentleman A sits down with his legs spread. Gentleman B sits on top. And then Gentleman A wanks him while they're bouncing. This is very complicated. Do you just do you reckon Gentleman A just kind of holds his hands still around the Gentleman B's dick while Gentleman B just goes a boing a boing a boing a boing a boing? You know what's funny? I'm explaining these the way that I'm like looking at them. There's a fucking explanation underneath, but oh well, I like my version better. Bumper cars.
I'm used to the way that you explain things that I don't want to hear about to me anyway, so this is fine. I hope our listeners do.
Bumper cars. Okay.
Is that the one where they touch butts?
Yes. Yes. So Gentleman A is lying face down with his booty up, and then Gentleman B gets on facing his feet. I just feel like his face would be right in the feet, and that's gross. Gentleman B is like, pops in, and then he's like, he's holding his feet. It's very confusing. It's like 69ing, but not 69ing.
I like that you assume that they're both gentlemen, and it sounds like they're not doing very gentlemanly things.
What do you mean? Why is ass fucking not gentlemanly? Like, that's selfish. But anyway, oh my god.
Where did you go? You went away.
I closed I closed my fucking app. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Okay, let me just get my thing open. Mind you, again, I will let you know I did not finish because I got weirded out by it, so I stopped.
Fair.
Might
Fair.
Might finish it later though, because I was low-key enjoying writing it. Also, remember, I don't like the beginning, and I also couldn't remember what our names were, so I just refer to them as J and K.
You wrote them down. I know that.
I know, but when I started
You were Kurt.
Oh, okay. No.
You were Kurt and I was Jemima.
Okay, so when I started writing it, I was at the nail salon waiting to get my nails done.
Fair.
And I was like, oh, I've got a bit of free time. I'll just start typing away. So there I am, just sitting in the middle of St. Man nail salon, writing erotica.
And then you had to explain a random boner to the lady doing your nails.
Yeah, a bit awkward. Anyway, okay, so this is the story of Jeramie and Kurt. Two people that you would never imagine being anything more than platonic besties. We begin. Jeramie was cross-stitching away at a little cafe, being a bougie little hipster, when Kay happened upon the cafe seeking something delicious to fill the massive void in his stomach. He had heard that they had the best bagels here, but alas, there was no free tables to sit. However, there was a lonesome, stunningly beautiful woman sitting by herself, cross-stitching, that Kay just happened to have met before at a work function. He remembered back to that function when they had danced together and spent the night by each other's sides, only to have been pulled away at the end by their respective friends needing them. He approached. Well, hiya there, Jeramie. I see you sitting by yourself, and wondered if I could impose just to eat, as I'm famished, and heard this place has the best bagels. Bit of a slut for bagels myself, and I pinky promise not to intrude on you, but rather just stuff my face in silence. Merely require a chair to do so.
If Kurt is anything like Kirstyn, he will not sit and stuff his face in silence.
He doesn't. Oh, hey, Kurt. Of course you can sit. I'm just here stitching, so I've been offered my own little world here, pretending that I'm enjoying being outside my home so people will stop bugging me about being a homebody.
Okay, yep. Jemima is accurate.
Kurt laughs and thanks Jeramie before quickly ordering what he hopes will be the most delicious thing he's ever eaten and sitting. While waiting for his food... Oh my god, I just thought of the perfect ending to this fucking thing. I was like, I'm just going to quickly type it in now.
Oh god, I think I just heard the ending in my head. Oh, I'm scared that we might have thought of the same thing. I'm also scared of what's to come. Why did I suggest this?
No, I really don't
Why
know.
did I remind you of this?
Yeah, I've totally forgotten about it.
What new hell of a challenge are you gonna give me in response?
God, I'm gonna have to think on it. I'm gonna have to, like, give you some shit. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna quickly add that in there. Alright, cool. Where was I? Okay, cool. While waiting for his food, Kurt tries ever so unobtrusively to query Jeramie about her current stitch she's working on, remembering that she has her own business. This is where things get a little interesting. As it turns out that while the stitch may not look like much right now, it will turn out to be a masterpiece of epic proportions with great detail of Merthyr, Melon and Arthur, enjoying playing cowboy. I might make. That's why I googled homosex positions.
I was confused as to what that had to do if this was a heterosexual interaction.
I had to have my homos in there somehow.
Fair. Nice little throwback to Merthyr, the original erotica fanfic.
Thank you.
Of Kirstyn's own doing.
I thought you would like that. Jeramie is pretty sure Kurt is a Merthyr shipper and loves to test his brain, which doesn't always work to its best capacity.
Fair. If at all.
Literally, though. She teases him with clues until he eventually figures it out and practically jumps out of his seat with joy. Because you know how, like, when I get really excited that I've figured something out?
Yes, I am aware.
This leads into a conversation of favourite sexual positions, because what else would two young, attractive, single humans do while sitting in a bougie cafe late afternoon?
As you do at the breakfast table.
I do. Jeramie tells Kurt that this is not the first erotic piece she has made, and she tells him of the research she has done in positions to help, and which ones she'd most like to try. Being someone who loves a challenge and the fuck it attitude, Kurt makes a proposition. How about we get out of here and try a few of these out? We've been sitting here a while and now I'm hungry for something you, not the cafe, can
How was his bagel? Was his bagel good?
Yeah, it was good. But wait. With a slight blush but devilish smile, Jeramie replies, I happen to live in that building just over the road. With that, they both stand and head to Jeramie's apartment. Once there...
Did he eat his bagel?
He ate his bagel. My God, they've been sitting there for a while.
Was his bagel as good as he hoped it to be?
It was good. It was the most delicious thing he'd eaten so far.
Then you and I thought of the same ending.
We really did.
I hate this.
Anyway... With that, they both stand... Oh, wait, I already said that. Once there, the actuality of what they've agreed to hits them both in the face, and they both start to worry about the insecurities they hid. I'm attractive with my clothes on. They see that, but will they think the same when I'm standing in front of them with nothing to hide the imperfections? Both J and K at the same time. About my body. They both laugh. Jeramie says, we take it in turns, strip one piece at a time. Kurt, sounds like a plan. Stan? I just feel like I would make a joke in that situation, so I put that in there.
Yep.
Kurt removes his shirt, slowly revealing his sexy chest and stomach, with a slight peak of a V-line. Jeramie does the same, revealing her smooth, creamy skin and beautiful black lace bra, which makes her breasts look like they were sculpted just for Kurt.
Is it a Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday bra. I was really hoping you would get that. I was like, I've got to put it in.
Oh, good old Sunday bra.
Kurt moves his hands to his jeans and unbuttons the top button, then slides his zipper down, all the while maintaining eye contact with Jeramie as she watches. Jeramie mirrors Kay's actions, doing it just as slowly, if not more, to tease him. They stand there a second, taking each other in just their underwear, before Kurt finally gives up on resisting to the urge to just grab Jeramie and kiss her. He begins with his hands cupping her jawline as he pulls her as close to him as he can. As the kiss grows more and more passionate, his hands travel down her neck to her collarbones, to her breasts. Jeramie's breath quickens and her heart beats faster and faster the more of her body Kurt touches. She's aching for every part of him to be touching her. The way his hands feel as they travel down her body, the way his body has felt pressed against hers, his lips to her mouth, his lips moving down. She can't think. Neither can he. He just knows he wants to be closer, to make her feel the ecstasy he can feel from just having touched her naked body. He removes her remaining underwear and his, not wanting anything between them. Bed? Kurt asks. Jeramie takes his hands and leads him into her bedroom and lays down waiting for him. Kurt takes her in all her glory before reaching for a pillow and propping it just under the arch of her back. He kisses her again, this time slower, like he was trying to imprint the shape and feel of her lips on his. He begins...
And that's how she became the best thing he ate that day. End of story.
It was like 4 more sentences.
Oh, okay.
He begins his journey going down, this time with his mouth. His hands are moving a little faster until they make their way to the inside of her thighs. He teases her by trailing his fingers along them and over her entrance before finally slipping a finger inside her. She is so wet. He needs to taste her now. He wants to. He can't wait. And at last, he realizes the bagel was not the most delicious thing he'd eaten.
As soon as you said that you'd found the perfect ending, I was like, yup, I just found it too.
I had to stop because I was like, I was trying to like imagine it as I was writing it, and I was like, I can't. I wasn't imagining us. I was just imagining 2 people, and then I would remember that it was us, and I was like, nope.
Let it be known for those that cannot see me, and Kirstyn can vouch for this, my face is currently bright red.
Oh god.
And I have spent the entire time awkward laughing to the point that I had tears in my eyes because I didn't know what to do and I was not okay with what was happening, even though I suggested it.
You really did. I think I did a great job, though.
You did. You wrote it really well. Like, you should actually start writing that stuff.
I know. I'm like, fuck, this is actually low-key kind of good, girl.
I think it's the hearing it that makes me uncomfortable, because I got the same with you listing the positions, and I got the same last month when you were giving me the step-to-step guide of penetration, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. Nope.
Have you ever read, like, smut before, though?
I have read stuff that includes smart. I haven't specifically read, like, just smart. But yeah, so that was an experience that I brought on myself.
And I accepted and fucking knocked it out of the park, besties.
You did. But me being me, that was really awkward. And I feel weird now.
I felt weird writing it every time because I would, like, low-key forget that I was writing about me and you, and I would be like, oh yeah, I'm just writing some smart. And then the minute I would remember that it was me and you, I would be like, ugh.
See, it wasn't even the it being me and you part that got me, it was just the it being erotica part.
Oh, well. I'm kind of used to reading
Just
erotica
the me
out
not.
loud because at Fruity's house, he buys Mills and Boon's books.
Mm-hmm.
And
That sounds about right.
Yeah, he likes the way that I narrate them, so he gets me to read them out when we drink.
I just get really awkward with a lot of conversations, which I have no reason to get awkward with them. I just do. And then I don't know how to control myself, and then I get really weird laughy. So I have 4 different tabs to choose from because I do not want to end it there. I'm not comfortable right now. I'm going to let you pick. So I'm going to read you the questions.
Okay.
And then you can pick which one we go to first in either end there or if we want to do more than one. What is your go-to fact that blows people's minds? What is the scariest thing that has happened to you, as in paranormal, glitch of the Matrix, black-eyed children, or skinwalkers?
Jeramie's is Kirstyn reading erotica to him about us two.
It sure is. Which reminds me, black-eyed children I was saving for something else, but I don't think that's going to be happening anymore, so I'm instead going to use that as a case in the near future. It counts as the unknown, because I know that you don't know about those. Next option is, if one animal was made the size of a whale, which would be the scariest? Or, what are some real crazy facts that could save your life?
Animal,
Okay.
whale.
So the top comment we have is chimpanzee. So a chimpanzee the size of a whale.
Okay,
already.
Wait, when we say a whale, are we talking like a blue fucking whale? Because those fuckers are huge. Or
We'll say a blue whale.
Yeah. Okay. So blue whale. Okay, cool. So I am imagining like the correct size.
The first thing you think when you hear whale is a blue whale.
My God.
Chimpanzee, already very strong and incredibly smart. Just imagine if you pissed it off. So basically King Kong, but
We would all die.
not a gorilla, a chimpanzee.
We would
Because they're different animals.
We would all
Yes. Ants would be pretty scary.
Oh my God, I'm allergic
faces
to ants. I
keep it
would
microscopic.
die.
It's not all about you, Kirstyn. Fuck.
Okay, well, you know what, Jeramie? It'd be nice if sometimes it was.
Well, it can't be, so. I am with this person on this because this was my first thought. A chicken would be absolutely terrorizing.
Okay, I don't know if I've ever told you this before, Jeramie.
You hate chickens, yes.
Okay, but have I
It's
ever
made it into multiple episodes.
Have I ever actually explained why?
You had you had chickens as a child. You didn't have children, as far as I know.
Nope.
You had chickens as
Never
a
had
child,
children.
and one of them absolutely all of them?
Not one, Jeramie. A group of them attacked me. A group of children. A group of chickens attacked me. Like,
okay, but did you
attacked me.
did you pull the Legend of Zelda move and hurt the chicken first and then all of the cuckoos attack you?
I don't think so. I don't really remember. That was when I was living on a farm when I was younger, and I don't have very many memories of that place. Literally, I think I have 3 memories from that place. One of them is being attacked by a group of chickens. The other is watching a chicken get its head chopped off, and then it still kind of running around for a bit, because they do that after you chuck their heads off. And then the third one is eating flowers. Because we grew these honeysuckle flowers, and they tasted like honey.
Fair. But someone responded to that comment with, "That's a dinosaur," which is also correct.
That's very true.
What
about a mosquito? Because, like, imagine that. You
Oh.
just have to, and you die.
Ducks, due to the gigantic corkscrew penis.
No. Ew.
Which, remember, it's like 8 inches long and it just, shoots out of them.
I know.
in like a second speed. So, yeah. And ducks are rapists, much like otters. Otters are also necrophiles. Did you know that?
Ew.
Yeah. Otters are known to rape other otters to death and then keep going. But they're super cute.
I lost you. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I literally was like, but they're super cute. And then I was like, oh, that's a weird time for the call to drop out because you just looked horrified.
Yeah, because the last thing I heard was they rape other otters to death and then they just keep raping.
Let me... Otters are necrophiles.
I don't know if I want to know this fun fact.
Yeah, otters have been known to practice necrophilia.
Jeramie, you know
Dolphins-
that now anytime someone
Okay.
fucking mentions an otter to me, I'm gonna have to tell them that they're rapists. And
Oh yeah,
necrophiles.
I have to all the time.
That's like anytime someone tells
but-
me that they're left-handed, I feel the need to tell them that all polar bears are left-handed.
And a lot of my Instagram feed, it keeps just randomly suggesting reels of otters to me for no reason, and I'm like, they're super adorable, but also like
It's because you talked about them raping.
probably 7 adorable animals that are also murderous monsters. Dolphins are unspeakably evil.
Yeah.
We already knew
I
that.
feel like everyone knows that.
Ducks are brutal rapists. Also already knew that. Polar bears eat other polar bears.
Yeah, dude, I watched a video of it. It's pretty intense.
Hippos are incredibly deadly. We all already
My
knew
God,
that.
dude, these are so lame. I knew all of these.
Seals rape penguins.
Oh, I did not know
That's-
that one.
Otters are murderous, necrophilic aqua weasels.
Well, I just found out that one.
Yes, otters have been known to practice necrophilia. In one report on breeding associated mortality, a tagged territorial male sea otter held a struggling female underwater until her body became limp and then copulated repeatedly with her carcass.
That's disgusting.
10 months later, the same male was observed with the carcass of another female sea otter. Humans are responsible for unbelievable mass slaughter. I'm sorry, that's brand new information.
I'm shocked. Humans?
Did you
Murdering?
know that humans are capable of mass murder?
I had no idea. I thought they were a peaceful species that never hurt anyone.
Well, on the note of humans apparently being capable of mass murder, I feel like that's probably a good place to end this bonus episode of a true crime podcast.
I feel like it's a great spot to end us. Mainly because I'm really hungry and I have to pee.
That's fair. I also should probably eat and then I have work tomorrow. So yeah.
I don't have work tomorrow.
Yeah, you're in the wrong state.
It's my sister's birthday tomorrow. Doo-da, doo-da.
Which, at the time of this being published, is today.
Huh? Oh, yes. Sorry, my brain just like fucking fizzled up so badly.
Not that I'm going to listen and edit to it tonight, because I already know that's going to be a nightmare. So I'm going to do that tomorrow after work and publish it before I go to bed tomorrow night. Which, when you're listening, will be tonight or any time after that.
So, just really quickly before you do any closing out calls, I would like to wish my sister Cindy a happy 30th birthday, you absolute fucking crackhead.
30's the first year of being old.
No, she's been old for a while.
You're not wrong. But any year that is older than what I am is old. And I'm
Twinsies.
not 30 yet.
Neither.
So you're 30. And that's old. But happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Cindy.
I don't know why you said that to the phone and not to the microphone. That's the one
I
that's recording.
realized after I did it, like as I pulled it away, and my
You're
AirPod
doing it again!
No, my AirPod just died. So good thing we are ending here.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this nightmare of technical proportions.
Yeah. Thanks,
And,
guys.
well, we're back to normal episodes next week, which it actually worked out really well that this one comes out on a Wednesday. So you'll hear from us again in a week's time with normal episodes. Until then, just stay squadding.
Live your dreams. Fuck everyone else. Not like physically, like, fuck them. But like...
With consent.
Oh, yeah, if you want
If
to
they
fuck people,
consent
do
and you
consent.
want to, then go for it. Otherwise, just keep squatting. Squat away. Live your life.
Don't be an otter.
Don't be an otter. Be a squatter.
My God, that's my favorite new tagline. Don't be an otter, be a squatter. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
And with that, let's call this meeting to an end, and we'll see you next month.
Bye.